I have to tell you some very important thing about ideation. UX. Okay. So when you're going beyond the surface level ideas, it is very natural to get stuck when we ideate. First, write that down. It's very human to get stuck when we are ideating. Okay. We can't really force our brain beyond a point to get very good idea. It cannot happen. Okay. So I'll tell you something which is very important about ideation, which will literally change the way you behave from now onwards. Good ideation is dependent on what you are doing while you are not ideating. Write down this line. Seems confusing. I'll explain. Good ideation or your ability to ideate better is dependent on what you are doing while you are not ideating. Okay. As you all know, our human brain has this amazing capacity to relate a lot of random stuff which we consume at random places, random times, at random ages, and bring it in together. The human brain has this capacity. In other words, we call it as our ability to get inspired. And it feels magical at a lot of times. You just don't know where this idea came from. It just comes. For this thing to happen, there is one thing which you have been doing right from your childhood. That is consuming random information at random points of time. You're doing this. Okay. So when you've been consuming a lot of information, what you are failing to do is paying attention and maximizing the amount of information which your brain can keep letting into, right? And as kids, people do it very well. If you see, their attention detail is really good, right? If you see the kids who are not really into screens and all of them, they like have very good attention to detail. They observe things which you yourself, like, you are seeing them on a daily basis and you are like, oh my god, how did you even think of that? This happens, right? We need to change this, guys. If you want to ideate very well, if you want your brain to give you very good inspiration when you are ideating, what you need to do is you need to allow your brain not to worry about what am I thinking and what exactly, how is this useful to me, without worrying about anything. Let things go into your brain. Be very curious. Let them sit somewhere in your brain. You don't have to worry about where to put them. Your brain will store them somewhere. You don't have to worry about remembering them. Your brain will remember them. Become curious. Pay a lot of attention to detail to every product out there. And that's why I gave this use cases assignment, because now you're basically opening up your eyes and looking at not this assignment, multiple assignments, whatever, all comb, mixer, whatever. Why are we giving all these things? Daily products, why are we giving all these things? Because looking at those things, you should trigger curiosity and you start thinking about each of these particular products, right? And you're consuming a lot of things and you're making it go into your brain. And slowly, once you come to ideation stage, your brain starts giving you a lot of inspiration. This is not my philosophy, guys. This is a very proven concept spoken from hundreds of years. There are multiple concepts: thinking fast and slow, right brain, left brain. There are multiple ways in which people explain the same concept. Okay. What they say is they give these examples. When Wright brothers were thinking about a certain wing shape of a plane or something like that, they just very randomly got inspired of the particular shape. And it is often associated with their right brain thinking, right? Though technically right and left brains don't exist. That's not how it works. But that part of brain which gets these inspirations is called as right brain. Okay. And right brain education actually teaches you all these things. If you put someone in right brain classes, what they do is they just throw a lot of information at them just randomly. They just throw like all the 196 capitals of all the countries, just like that. There's no goal of the kid remembering them. No, that's not the goal, right? But they know that in the long term, somewhere the brain stores it, and you don't know how magically and when the brain utilizes that, and it will utilize it, and your ideation become much better. This is a capacity all of us are born with. All of us have this. Good designers are practicing this pretty well. All of us, to become a good designer, need to consciously practice this. That's it. That's why I'm a mentor who's enabling a lot of people. That's why I'm not a mentor who says, if you are a good designer, only design is for you, or else get lost. That's not the kind of way I teach. Okay, there are people who teach that way as well. I don't take that path. Conduct like a test and say, okay, ye designer ban jayega. Pull that person, make a designer. Very simple. My way is totally different. This is what is the gap between people who can ideate very well. We call them like very creative people. Yeah, this guy is a genius, very creative. This can be practiced. This can be practiced. That is the relief all of you need to get. To become more creative, all you need to do is keep consuming a lot of stuff from existing products out there and not worry about how you're consuming it, why you're consuming it, where your brain is storing it. Nothing. You're just curious. Make sense? It's so beautiful, right? You don't have to consciously put effort in ideating, but it will naturally happen. On all you have to do is just become curious about the world around you and the products around you and humans around you. This is so amazing. Awesome. Yeah.